Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this epoxy resin cute little hippo for my 17-year-old granddaughter. So what I have is Let's Resin Part B, and I know, I'm sorry, I don't have my gloves on. I do put them on a little bit later. And I wanted to put 25 milliliters in my cup of Part B. And then I'm going to get out my Part A. And again, this is Let's Resin. And I'm going to fill it up now to the 50 milliliter. So that will be 25 of Part B and 25 of Part A. And I just wanted to show you that I do now have a leveler and a heat mat all in one. I got it from Amazon. And I'm going to mix my resin Part A and Part B for 4 minutes, stirring lightly, and then make sure I scrape the sides and the bottom. Once my 4 minutes is up, I'm going to add my mica powder to it. And this mica powder is a silver gray, and it came in a box of about 60 different mica powders from Amazon. And yes, I do a lot of shopping on Amazon. That's just how I can afford what I do. So I do put a scoopful of that in there, and I stir it up real good, trying not to create too many bubbles. Make sure I scrape the sides and the bottom. And then to make it a little bit more a lighter gray, I'm going to add some, this is HTV Ront white mica powder to it, just to lighten it up a bit, because I felt like it was a little bit too dark for the hippo that I was making. And you want to stir that up real well. You don't want to have any mica floating in your resin. And now I'm ready to pour, and I'm just showing you my mold. I did get it off of Amazon. It was, yes, it was one of those that came from China, and it did take a while to get here. But what I did first is I just put a little bit in the ears down at the bottom, and then I took my tool there that you see on the left-hand side and went in to make sure there were no bubbles. And then I finished pouring the filling up the mold with my resin. And I did make sure that my table was level. It has a little leveler on there, and you make sure the bubble's in the middle. So I did do that. And now I have these two little butterfly molds, and I got those from Amazon. And I'm just going to fill those up with the rest of the resin that I have left over. And I'm going to take this lighter, it's kind of like a torch lighter, whatever, and pop the bubbles on the top of my mold there. And I did get that, yes, again, from Amazon. There were 4 in a package. Now for my first mold of butterflies, I'm just going to individually drip my resin into each individual butterfly, and it takes probably about 3 drips for each butterfly. And I'm going to speed this up 10 times, speeding it up 10 times so you can just see what I did here. And I'll tell you the reason I'm doing this in a minute. So that was that way of pouring those butterflies. Now here is a second way to pour them, and that's why I wanted you to see the first way first. So this one, I'm just pouring my resin onto my mold. And I don't care if it goes over or whatever. You'll see that I get my scraper out, and I do scrape it, so the excess goes down into the mold. Now this scraper has a curved end to it. I did get it off of Amazon, and they do come 6 in a package. So I'm just getting the excess off of the butterflies that I already poured there and just dragging it down to the next row. Now this is in real time. I did not speed this one up at all. So as you can see, it is a lot quicker. But I think I like the single drips better. But this way is a lot faster. So if you're in a hurry, you can do it this way. If you don't care, you can do it drip by drip in the first way that I showed you. And I just make sure that I have enough in each of the butterflies there, and then I scrape off any of the excess. So with my tool there, I'm putting one more drip in some of them that weren't quite full once I use my squeegee on it. And then I'm just taking my lighter, popping any bubbles there are. And now this is a little bit later. I did put my heat mat on a low heat for 2 hours. Once that was done, my butterflies were done. The hippo was not done. So I went ahead and demolded my butterflies. And this first sheet here, all of them turned out fine. So that's another advantage of doing each single butterfly. And this one here, you'll see in a little bit, you do get some excess resin on the edge. It is easily gotten off. But that, just beware that you're going to have a little excess on some of your butterflies. Not all of them, but a few. And then this butterfly actually was missing half of its wing. So not sure what happened on that one. So there was one when I did it this way that didn't turn out the way it should have. The other way, when you individually drip them, you know, mostly they're going to turn out right. But one out of all of those, that's not bad. Not bad at all. And that one had a little excess resin on it, so I just pulled that off. And that's it for the butterflies. And now I put my hippo back on the mat for another 2 hours. So the hippo was on the heating mat for 4 hours. The butterflies was on a heating mat for 2 hours. And the little hippo there, he's not fully cured yet. His front feet there were kind of soft. And he is difficult to get out of this mold. You'll see how I struggle with it. But I didn't want to mess him up, because he is a little soft. So I did put some alcohol. I sprayed some down in there in the back portion, and then I'm going to do some in the front portion here. You almost need 3 hands to demold some of these things, but I only have 2. So I did the best I could, but like I said, I did struggle with it. I was on that struggle bus for quite a while. So here I'm just loosening up the mold for my hippo. And you can see as it turns whitish, that's it letting go of my hippo. Or my hippo letting go of the mold. I don't know, one or the other. And then I was able to kind of roll it up a little bit, roll the mold up a little bit, and then kind of pull it up over his head. But even so, it does take me a while. It's coming. He's coming. It's a she, not a he. She's coming out. She's coming out. She's coming out. There she is. There she is. She's so cute. Now, I did not see any holes in her, although she does have bubbles all around her neck. And at the very top there is a little bit of white mica powder that I didn't get mixed in all the way, unfortunately. And then I did trim up the very bottom of the hippo with my scissors. And I'm sorry I didn't get this on film, but I did take some permanent markers, and I did her eyes in black, and I did her little nostrils and her back feet there in bright pink. And then I did put 2 pink blingy pieces on each ear. I don't know. I was just having all kinds of problems with my camera. I don't know if it was cutting off on me. I thought I had it running, and then it wasn't. So, I don't know. I have no idea what happened. It seems to be very hard to do a craft and film it at the same time. I either get it out of camera, out of frame, or I don't get it filmed at all, or something. It's always something. It is so hard to get it all right. I don't know that I have a video out there that I've done completely right. I seriously doubt it. So these are just little silver gemstones that actually I got from Ollie's. And they are different sizes. So in the very front, I put a big one, the biggest one. And then all around her neck, I put the smallest ones to make it look like a necklace with a pendant. And I'm just using my art glitter glue to glue these on. And I do order it from Amazon. I know that's probably going to change in the future, but for now, it is what it is. So I'm just straightening up the gems with my tool there to make sure I have them where I want them to be. And so here she is. You can see her black eyes, the 2 gems in each ear, and then her pink nostrils and feet. And then you can see that I did the necklace all the way around, and then a bigger gemstone in the middle there in front. So this is what she looks like. And then I did, and I know I filmed it, put a butterfly on her head. And again, I used the art glitter glue. But what happened to my footage? It was gone. And I know I had it on there. 100%. I'm 100% sure that I filmed it. I know I did. But nowhere to be found. So here she is. You'll have to let me know what you think. I think my granddaughter will love her. I sure hope so. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. I do videos and shorts each day.